So, are you a knife maker and you don't know how to sharpen your own handmade knives using fancy Japanese waterstones? Or are you a chef and you want to learn how to sharpen your own kitchen knives, but you don't want to buy like crazy expensive waterstones? Well, then the MadEdge digital sharpening device might be the perfect solution for you. Well, the intro might sound like a cheesy advertisement. This is a honest review of the MadEdge digital sharpening device. So, let's look at the device. So, what's the big point of using a device like this instead of just waterstones? The big advantage of using a device like this is that you can measure your angle at which you're sharpening your knife. So for example, let's say I have a customer who orders a sushi knife and he wants this knife to be sharpened at a 17-degree angle. Well, this machine makes it possible to sharpen your knife at a really precise angle without having to struggle with stones, because trust me, learning how to sharpen your knives on just the stones without a guide like this, it's really hard and it's just a craft on itself. So I leave that to the experts. Since I don't know how to do it like that, I would love to learn it, but this makes it really easy and really quick to sharpen my knives. So how does it work? Let's begin with the clamping device. So this is the clamping device and it has like 2 clamps and you can remove both clamps with the small screw on the back. So you can just use 1 clamp or 2, whatever you need. So with these clamps you can clamp the spine of the knife like this, and then it's like a really stable way of keeping the knife in place while you're sharpening it. And the big advantage of this clamp is that you don't have to undo the clamp, and like this, when you have it like this, you don't have to undo it and re-clamp it like this. You can just use one hand to switch it over to the other side. And this is a really cool mechanism, and you have a screw on the back right here and a spring, and you can make the spring, you can put tension on the spring so it's harder to turn it, or you can loosen the spring so it's easier to turn just with one hand. So this makes it really easy to sharpen on one side and then change it over to the other side, sharpen on the other side, and go on. So the next part, which is very important to the sharpener, is the clamp for your stones. So this is a really basic clamping system that you can use to clamp your stone in place, or whatever stone you want. You can adjust this, so you can put a really long stone in it or a small. When you order this machine, you get like these size of stones. But let's say you have a bigger stone which you want to use yourself, which is a really high quality stone. You can also put it in here, so it's really nice. You can put whatever you want in here. So that's how this works. So you can switch it over really quickly, like this, like this. You can put another stone in it. On the end of the rod there's a knob, and you can turn this on, and I will talk about this later. Let's look at the bearing system. So this is the bearing system. It has a steel rod on the end, so you can rest the sharpener in there. And this is the bearing, and it's really smooth bearing. It operates really smoothly, like really smooth, really smooth. and these are little clamps. Well, let's say you have a really long knife. These clamps need to be far away from each other, so your distance is really long. And when you're sharpening only a small blade, you could put them closer together, so this takes care of the fact that the stones only move on the edge and don't move further, so you don't get the clamping system onto your edge. You can clamp this bearing right there, so it doesn't move. You can loosen it, you can put it higher, lower, and with this thing you can adjust the angle even more precisely. So let's look at the angle measuring device. What I just did right here is I clamped the blade in and removed one of the clamps because I only need one since it's a small blade. And so now I will show you how the digital angle measuring device works. So just turn it on by clicking on a button on the left. You turn on the knob right here, and then it says connected. So what this does, let's grab a stone first, for example this stone. And place it right on. So like you can see, it now measures the angle at which I'm sharpening. And this is really nice because I can now adjust the height of my rod to, well, let's say this knife, its purpose is like not very fine work, so let's say we want to sharpen it at a, well, this is a nice angle. Let's go for 22 degrees, something like that. So it works very easy. You just put this on, and you put on the knob thingy on the end of the rod, and then it connects, and it says connected, and then it measures the angle. So it's really easy to measure it. And after you measured it, you can basically put it off because, well, it's now at the right height, so you won't look at it again. And now it's time to sharpen the knife. So sharpening itself is pretty easy. You just put in a coarse stone to create the basic secondary bevel, and then you get your stone in and you just take light passes across the whole length of the blade. And the nice thing with the stops is that you can never pull it back too far, so it always stops right at the right moment, and you can adjust them yourself to whatever the length of your blade is. And it's really smooth. There's no play whatsoever in the bearing, so it's a really nice and consistent edge. And I suggest you use the full length of the stone to sharpen your knife, because you don't want to create a concave right in the middle right here if you just stay in one spot. So your stones will last longer if you take care of them. And then if you think you're done with the first side, you flip it, and then you do the other side. After using all the stones, your knife is basically ready to strop on some leather, and then it's really sharp. I already tested it and it's already shaving sharp, but after stropping it will be even sharper. Stropping is the process where you rub it against some leather. So I have to say, I'm really pleased with the results. It's very easy to sharpen a knife. You don't need any skills. You just switch over after you're done with each stone, and after you finished all the stones, your knife is really sharp, and it's a perfect tool for someone who wants to sharpen their knives really fast and easy and with great results. And talking about the price, it's a really affordable tool compared to other knife sharpening devices. It's a very cheap but very high quality machine. It's all steel construction, very heavy. I have to say, I'm really amazed by the work that the guys do at MadEdge. So if you want to buy a sharpener like this, you can buy the sharpener like this or without the digital angle measuring device. Contact the guys of MadEdge through Facebook. They have a Facebook page. I will put that in my description. So I want to thank the guys from MadEdge for sending this machine to me. I'm really happy with it. Thanks guys. I will use it on my future projects. Thanks for watching guys. I hope to see you in the next video. And stay sharp.